We've got TikTok issues. The Congress is trying to change the rules again, and we discover why one is a very dangerous number, all in the premiere episode of the Travel Marketers Podcast.
Your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Travel Marketers Podcast. I am so glad that you're here. My name is John Donahue, and if I look somewhat familiar to you, it's because you might have seen me on the Disney Parks podcast for well over a dozen years. I co-hosted with my buddy Tony, and we built a great award-winning podcast. I love it. I still love it. I needed to step away from it after the pandemic because I was working a lot, and I had a lot going on, and I just needed to step out of it. And I was a little disillusioned with Disney, but that's a whole nother ball game. Very proud of what they're doing. They're continuing on and doing great things over there. So proud of the legacy that we have over there. But if I also look familiar, it's because I've been on social media for a long time in different hats, I guess you would say is one way of putting it. You know, wearing different hats with, a couple passion projects that I've worked on. I was also a marketing director for a top 5 travel agency in the United States here. And we were doing a lot of things over there, a lot of things that were ahead of the game. We were trying to do things that the technology had not caught up to us yet. So I'm so excited that I have this opportunity because it's so much easier now to throw a podcast together or a video cast together, and editing has become much easier. But that's kind of in a nutshell where you might have seen me. I have decades of experience in marketing, from organic marketing, from like a church background, to social media marketing, email marketing. I've worked with friends who are coaches and consultants on marketing and learning how to do what I do from the best in the business. So that's why I'm so passionate about marketing, and I love the travel industry because I know that there's a lot of travel agents out there who are just dying. They're working way too many hours, they're working too hard, they're juggling family and jobs, and then trying to do this travel thing on the side, and it could be overwhelming, and I understand that. But I think that they're missing a big opportunity there, which is why I call this Travel Marketers Academy, because I want to help people become travel marketers. Travel agents is one thing. Booking travel, facilitating travel for people and their clients, that's one thing. But I believe every travel agent needs to also be a travel marketer, because most people are beholden to their host agency for all their leads. But wouldn't it be great if, when you got the leads from the host agency, it was really just more of a, icing on the cake. You had so many leads and prospects coming in from your own marketing, you didn't have to necessarily sweat it. Or you built up so many great clients through the marketing that you're doing that you don't have to take those leads, because those leads aren't necessarily the leads that you want. So that's why I created Travel Marketers Academy, which you can find over travelmarketersacademy.com. More on that later. But this podcast is basically a little bit of that and a little bit of my opinion on things that are going on in the travel industry and the marketing world, giving you some tips, some tricks, basically just having a good time. We will have friends on from time to time. I got a lot of great friends in the industry, not just travel industry, but marketing industry as well. Can't wait to have them on. And we're going to talk about a lot of different things. So that's who I am. That's what gives me the reason to be able to speak to the topics that I am. And if you want to come find me, you can find me at travelmarketersacademy.com. You can also hit me up, John at Travel Marketers Academy. So the first thing I want to talk about is TikTok. There's been a lot of hullabaloo lately about TikTok and Congress wanting to ban TikTok and all those things. And if you really do a deep dive on what's going on, there's a lot of things that are not true circling around the internet right now. And I don't want to be political. I don't want to talk about politics in as much as I'm not wanting to take sides. But what I do want to do is I do want to have a really healthy conversation about what I see is going on. And because of what's happened to TikTok and because of the fallout from that, it's exposed a real problem that marketers, not travel marketers, just marketers in general, have. It's a real issue. And we're going to talk about that and what I believe they and you can do and how you can benefit from learning and being exposed to this big problem. So there's a discussion going on about, the government's going to ban TikTok. I have friends who work in the federal side of, life, and they're not allowed to have TikTok on their phones or personal phones because there is a hacking worry. I also have friends who are not allowed to have a lot of social media on their device. But TikTok, especially because the parent company of TikTok does have ties to China. So apparently the federal government was trying to ban TikTok and trying to get the people who had, ownership of TikTok, who had ties to China, for them to sell their shares so that American companies can buy into TikTok and it would be an American-owned, so to speak, company. So they don't have to worry about China spying on them. There's a lot to unpack right there, and I'm not sure I'm the guy to do that. But what I do want to do is talk about the fallout from that. I woke up on Tuesday with TikTok creator after TikTok creator just losing their mind, talking about, if the government bans TikTok and shuts it down, then I'm not going to be able to feed my family. If TikTok disappears, then what am I going to do? I've got X number of employees. My business goes away. All of these things, they're really having a panic attack because TikTok might disappear. And I'm reminded of something that I remember learning a very long time ago. If you only have one, direct output for your content, you are in trouble because that outlet might go away. Now, all we have to do is think back a few years when YouTube had its YouTube apocalypse and they started clamping down on creators and some of the things that they were able to do. And we started having the same conversations again. People had their entire livelihoods wrapped up in YouTube, and then YouTube pulled away the amount of money they were allowed to make. And these creators were not only, and rightfully so, nervous about their futures. But the reality is you can't have one venue to put your content out. You have to have multiple venues, multiple streams of advertising. Because if you only have one, it's very dangerous because if it goes away, you're sunk. So what can we do about that, and how do we make it right? Well, I don't know how to make TikTok worked out. I don't know. But here's what I do know. If you look up Travel Marketers Academy, you will find a TikTok channel, you will find an Instagram channel, you will find a Facebook channel, you will find a YouTube channel, and you will find a website. Plus, now we have the podcast. So I've got 6 or 7 different venues that I can put my message out. I can market my stuff, the things that will make my family money, on these 7 different areas. Or is it 6? I don't want to count again. So if TikTok were to disappear, that's okay. Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook will take up some of that slack. If YouTube disappears, the other social medias will take up that slack. But if all of the social media platforms disappear, I still have my email list, and I still have the podcast, and I still have the website. So you have to have multiple streams of where you're putting your message out. And I hear some of you, you're already freaking out because you're overworked, you have too much going on, you don't have time to put 7 different messages out on 7 different platforms. It's just too much. And to that I would say this: if you're strategic about what you do, yes, you can. You absolutely can, and it won't take any more time than you think it would. So we'll talk about how to do that in later. So we can talk about different strategies later, but the strategy you need to think about is this. Let's say you have a video, one short 45-second video where you're promoting whatever destination or whatever product that you want to promote, and you create a video for it. It doesn't have to be a video where you're on camera, or it could be just an image with music on it. It could be anything, but you make one. You just share it across all your platforms. Now, there's different strategies on how to do that where you can really benefit from times and time zones, and you're putting it up so it's not like you get blasted with everything in one shot, but you get the idea. One YouTube video can be shared on TikTok, could be shared on Instagram, could be shared on Facebook. You can have all those different areas benefit from one video. You could have a podcast where if you're doing a video podcast like this, maybe you hook up with another buddy of yours and you talk about travel and places that are coming up that you can't wait to go visit, or you interview someone who's just recently been somewhere. You can talk about that, and then you can have someone cut it up, or you can learn how to do it. Cut that video up into shorter little, 1 to 2 minute segments, and then you can post those over time on your different platforms. The most important thing that I would encourage you to do is to build an email list. Take all your clients, take all your leads, take all your prospects, and put them in, different, buckets on your email provider. So, not like Google, so you have to go out and get like a MailChimp or something. But you have a leads folder, you have a clients folder, you have a prospects folder, and then you can send one email every week to everybody. And then you can send another email to your clients. You might even have an elite client folder. You send one very special email to your elite clients. So you always are nurturing that list, but you're also putting content out. You can link your social media platforms inside your email and vice versa. So never have one. If you have one stream of content that you're putting out there, just imagine what would happen if it disappeared. The cool thing is about email lists is you can take it with you. It's like luggage. If you don't like MailChimp, you could take your list because you own it. You own that list. They're your clients. You could take that list and put it on, GetResponse or MailerLite or any other service provider that you want to go to. And if you don't like it there, you can go somewhere else. If MailChimp decides to shut down, you could take your list and go somewhere else. You have options. So, not to beat a dead horse, but I want to encourage you, never have one source so that you're not like those TikTok people freaking out because TikTok might disappear one day. YouTube might disappear one day. Heck, it all might disappear one day. So, prepare, plan, be strategic. So if you have questions, come find me, john@travelmarketersacademy.com. And I want to invite you to a free community at travelmarketersacademy.com. Go over there and check it out. There's other travel agents there. You can meet, you can greet, you can share ideas. I'm in there all the time. You have different ways that you can get more and more information. We're putting these podcast videos out. We're putting YouTube videos up. You can even join my Pocket Coaching where you get a daily video of a way that you can really market and get more and more strategic about how you do your marketing. And it's 88 cents a day. I would love to have you do that. But come to the free community. Sign up. It doesn't cost you a dime. You're not going to be spammed. I would love to have you over there. And let me know when you show up. Let me know. Say hi. Tell me what your thoughts are on this first podcast. We're going to smooth some things out. It'll get better over time. But for the first one, I'm very excited. And just think, you were here, and I'm so glad that you were. So, guys, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I want to leave you with something that I've said for many, many years. I want you to choose to be awesome. Because when you choose to be awesome, you truly will be.